Alrighty, I ate, boys ate, we sat inside and waited for the rain that looks like it's coming back now, so let's start filming this video and see how long it lasts. Let's get into it. Alrighty, so today I'm talking about being 30 weeks pregnant, and there was a few things that were happening. For the most part, there was still the consistent fighting and stuff that was causing the issues that I was having. Like, that's just going to be expected throughout the rest of the pregnancy. Just, like, assume that that's happening in the background. I don't think it needs to be said every single video. But there were two really big things that happened within this time frame, like those 2 weeks. So the first major thing is that the narcissist at this point was talking about enlisting. And that was a choice. He, at this point in time, we lived with my uncle, who is a veteran. The narcissist and my uncle had a couple conversations about, like, it being a relatively good option, especially because normal methods for getting by weren't working. Like, in order for a job to work, you have to maintain having a job. In order for you to make money on DoorDash, you have to maintain having a car, etc. And my uncle was like, you know what, it's actually not a bad idea. Like, it's not the best situation-wise. Like, a lot of stuff happens and you have to, like, deal with a lot of stuff, but with where you guys are at right now, it's not a bad option. The part that he didn't say that I think he and I were both thinking is, when you enlist, you have no more options of not doing shit and slacking off and, you know, etc. Like, you will not be allowed to. But first he had to get his GED. Once he pulled out the practice test and was trying to, learn the stuff for his GED, that's when it went downhill very quickly. Like, he had me planning who I was going to have in the room with me and stuff, because, just in case he was at boot camp and stuff when it was happening. And, like, he couldn't get past the testing. He severely struggles with applying himself. It created issues. I can feel the rain. We're just gonna... So yeah, that was the first major thing that was happening, and it still wasn't extremely major. Like, I played it off like I was gonna miss him and that I was so sad and that I was nervous about not having him around. I was so excited, and, like, I knew it and I felt guilty for it. I was just so ready for it. I was like, yes, leave. I'm good. I'm steady chilling. I'm fine with it. I'm good. And that's a horrible feeling to have when you're like, I'm going to be with this person for the rest of my life. But, like, I'm fine with him being gone for really long periods of time. Like, I remember right around this time, I was also like, if you don't feel like military and stuff, maybe you could look into, like, being a truck driver, because you love driving so much. Not because, like, I want you to be gone for long periods of time. That's definitely not it. And I think a huge part of that was I grew up without my dad in my life, and I was so determined to not let my children grow up without their dad, even if he was a terrible partner and a terrible dad. Now, the second part is some tea and some drama. And y'all have seen her on the channel. If you haven't seen the videos, I will leave it probably in a card. But there was a friend, and her name is Allie, as far as you guys know, and we were talking, and at this point in my pregnancy, the narcissist was asking for threesomes. And it went from just like a casual thing to like fulfill a fantasy to like, let's have a girlfriend and let's ask your friend Allie to be that person. So not only am I very pregnant and already feeling really ugly, being called fat all the time, but now he wanted to introduce a woman who is significantly larger than me. And that's not to shame her. That's not to like say anything hateful about it or anything. Like I didn't care about her weight. But when you're being called fat and then you see him talking about how beautiful your friend is.
It's raining.
Uh-huh. Keep playing. We don't have to go in. You can play out here in the rain.
Why?
Because it's just rain. It's not going to hurt you. Now, if we see lightning, we have to go inside. Because that's when it's dangerous to play in the rain. But if it's just raining, we're fine. And it's just raining. We'll know if there's lightning. Okay? Okay.
When we played lightsabers, it was raining hard.
Yes.
Wow.
But that was a while ago. He was such a
Yeah,
good...
that was so crazy. I fight you, and you fight me.
Uh-huh.
But who wants to play a fight?
I ain't fighting you right now. Fine. Boy.
Let's fight. Brother, I want to fight with you and the rainbow.
I want to fight with you.
The rainbow princess minions. You got pretend. You're not mean. They're not.
But yeah, I never felt shittier than I did watching him flirt with her and text her all the time and just like being this really sweet guy all of a sudden and like complimenting her and talking about how she's still pretty and like knowing fully well that he's like, but not you. So ultimately my self-worth and where I valued myself really plummeted, and I hit probably the worst part of my depression throughout pregnancy because I knew that I was not being loved the way that I felt I should be, and that almost destroyed me. I love you. And then to make matters worse, she showed up one day to hang out, and the conversation turned into like the topic of lingerie and lingerie on bigger women. He inserted himself within this conversation and was like, I could give you my opinions. Gross. Just gross. And like at this point, like I was being told, oh, well, you think women are pretty too, so like that's why it's okay. And my desire for a monogamous relationship, he was basically telling me that I was horrible for it. Anyway, I'll end the video there because I got sucked into watching Elias play roller coaster. He's such a boy. Like, there's, you just know that energy of, like, I'm gonna do a bunch of dangerous stuff, and it's like, boys are just dangerous when they're little. Like, he's getting scolded by my aunt for doing it. He's been doing this all day. He's having fun. He's fine. He has clear permission from his mother. Like, no reason to be so concerned about it. He's fine. If he gets hurt, it's because he's a boy and they play rough and they do crazy things. He's being safe, though. Anyway, thanks for watching. Enjoy the rest of your day. Have a wonderful Sunday. Bye.